Hoje nós estamos visitando aqui a base da GoodWe na China, conhecendo a casa inteligente. E a proposta da GoodWe é o que a gente está vendo aqui. É uma casa totalmente conectada, independente do grid. Se você precisar se conectar ao grid, você tem essa possibilidade. Se você precisar ter a casa com armazenamento de energia, que vai ser o próximo passo da geração das casas inteligentes. Então não é só fabricar um inversor, mas é um sistema completo que vai acoplar todo esse ecossistema. Você vai se comunicar com a rede elétrica, você vai ter a bateria disponível aqui, você vai ter a opção de fazer o chaveamento dessa energia, ora carregar o carro elétrico, ora você disponibilizar essa energia para casa. Então é uma série de inovações que nós vamos ver aqui. Bom, hoje eu estou aqui com o Wolf. Tudo bem?
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Bom, para a gente começar, fala para a gente o quanto a tecnologia da GoodWe ela vai fazer a diferença com as casas inteligentes.
I'll start by introducing GoodWe for a little bit. GoodWe is a global company that both horizontally and vertically integrate the renewable energy industry. So apart from our core business, which is inverters, we also have horizontally integrated into batteries, EV chargers, building integrated solar modules, and also heat pumps, management systems such as WE platform. So with all these subsidiaries and the core business together, we'll be able to supply all-in-one solution with all the major components supplied only from GoodWe. This comes with several different advantages. Firstly, our core business inverters is globally leading in technology, in inverter technology. Our inverters are equipped with cutting-edge technologies such as AFCIs, rapid shutdowns, and other technologies that are required for a residential house to operate safely and seamlessly. And secondly, paired with our BIPV modules, we'll be able to provide a full solution without compromising the aesthetics of the building itself and the safety of the building itself. And lastly, paired with our monitoring platform, heat pumps, we'll be able to supply not only the energy but the comfort that a residential customer might need in currently and the future. A all-in-one solution also provides the comfort of dealing only one supplier rather than dealing different suppliers for a complex system. So this way, we'll be able to provide outstanding pre-sales and after-sales services to our customers.
Tell me a little more about security.
Because GoodWe is such a huge company with different product lines in different sections of the system, I'll divide this question into several sections. Firstly, I'll talk about the building integrated PV modules that we apply to residential scenarios. Usually, it's under the product called Sunshine Series. So Sunshine Series is a cutting-edge product designed just for pitched roof for a residential house. It's integrated with strengthened glasses, which is globally certified to be fire safe and mechanically safe. It's also compatible with technologies such as microinverters, rapid shutdowns, which to ensure that if there's an emergency in the house, we should be able to detect it and safely cut it off from rest of the system. Apart from that, in terms of inverters, we'll be able to provide safe solutions such as AFCIs and rapid shutdowns. AFCI will be when there is a fault in the DC current of the system, we can detect it using AI technology and respond it automatically using our inverter's decision-making system. And rapid shutdown will be a optional module we can also integrate it into the inverter itself. For example, if there is a fire in the DC array, we will be able to rapidly shut down the array without having people onto the onto the roof itself. So this creates not only the safety for the building owner, but also for the emergency response team, so that they can safely disconnect the DC array from the system and do maintenance and repairment and emergency response work. Apart from that, our battery pack are packed with temperature monitoring module, which can monitor the operation temperature, voltage, and current of the battery itself. This will create additional safety layer for battery systems integrated into the whole EcoSmart Home system. Lastly, we have our smart management system, which is operating on the cloud. So you can access on PC and also on your app to see real-time operation parameters and suggested activities you can take to rectify any fault may there be in the system. So for battery systems, usually it's not a very new technology, but as in general, as the renewable energy system being integrated into the grid, it does create some problems. Firstly, renewable energy, they rely on renewable sources. For example, for photovoltaic technology, we'll need to have sunlight to generate energy. This is very dependent on the environmental parameters during the operation phase. For example, if you have a cloud that's coming in, it will impact the energy generation from the system itself. Scaling this technology into an energy grid means that we can no longer precisely control how the energy is generated and how it is delivered into the energy grid. This will then create a problem to the grid, because before, when we're using fossil fuels to generate our energy, we can pretty much precisely match our generation with the demand. But with renewable energy integrated into the grid, the energy grid is taking more resources, needs to be distributed into managing how to control this energy that's coming from renewable energy sources. That's why with the upcoming adaptation of PV technology into the electricity grid, battery storage system is very important. For example, for residential application scenarios, most of the appliances that we use during working days is during the early morning or late afternoon, when people are in their homes to use these appliances, to use the energy they use. When they leave for the day to work, the energy consumption drops down to fairly very low, because we don't have anyone home. This paired with the problem grid faces, this creates a new pricing tariff for electricity in residential sector. So we can see that in different countries, including Brazil, we're currently having more and more time of use energy price tariffs, or even the demand tariffs that's being introduced into the residential sector. By implementing a battery storage system into the house, you can not only generate clean energy, but also store that energy for use for later stages. This creates two advantages. One is you'll be able to control how you use your energy, and you'll be able to provide off-grid solutions, such as if you have a power cut, you'll be able to use the energy in the battery itself. And two is you can take advantage of this battery storage option to control when you can discharge the battery to maximize your return on the investment to renewable energy sources. For example, if you have very high energy price during night, or that's when most of the demands come from for residential sector, you'll be able to discharge that energy from the battery and then to offset that part of the energy price. Whereas if you don't have a battery energy, you will be generating during the daytime, and when you actually use the energy, which is nighttime, you still need to pay a very high price. So that would be one of the advantage of having battery energy system in the residential sector. Photovoltaic systems now is depending on the application scenarios, is divided into two sections. So one sector will be BIPV, which is building attached photovoltaic technology, and BIPV, which is building integrated PV technology. For example, for BIPV, that's when we use PV modules that's designed and produced in a generalized sense, where we have a standard product that's designed to not only be applicable for utility PV energy stations, but also on the building itself. But currently, as BIPV technology emerges, more and more consideration is taken into when we are designing the BIPV product to consider the needs of the building itself. What I mean by that is when we design a BIPV product, we not only consider the photovoltaic part, for example, the efficiency, the solar cell technology, but also consider the needs of the building itself it's going to attach to. For example, for a building, we propose this concept called PV building materials. So this means that we consider the fire safety, mechanical characteristics of the products, and also the technology that usually not applied to BIPV technology panels or products. So the advantage of BIPV products in this case will be 3 to 4 folds. For example, for BIPV technologies, it cannot integrate very seamlessly into the building design. We understand that for some architects or current modern buildings, the architects, they do have a vision for their building designs, which usually not only is comfort to living, but also have aesthetic requirements for these buildings. If we are using this BIPV technology, which can be applied to building skins, in this case, we'll be able to provide the clean energy without compromising these aesthetic requirements. Secondly, is that BIPV technology usually they are applied to the roofs of the building only. We see some facade installation with BIPV modules, but there are some requirements that they cannot satisfy at first glance. So BIPV technology, especially for urban areas, will be able to provide this product into urban building scheme, not only the roof, but also the facade, the sides, to take advantage of this area. This creates some advantages because we can increase the total area where the building can generate energy using PV technology. We also can have this generated energy consumed locally, so which means it can provide a better grid stability because the grid is now not as stressed as before when the building is taking all their energy from the grid. And thirdly is that we'll be able to using our GoodWe system. So we understand that for commercial or urban customers, they want to have a all-in-one integrated product as well as the services. So with our system paired with our core business inverter, BIPV technology, heat pumps, smart energy management systems, and also batteries. So we'll be provide a full-on solution, which these customers can rely on, paired with our pre-sales and after-sales services. So I think that's why BIPV technology is more advantageous in these application scenarios.